Hey Al, it's Aaron. Uh, if you've noticed that there's been a bit of a drop in production value lately, that's because I'm working on a answer to that's a little bit longer. So for now, I'm trying to do some easier questions and easier recordings. So hopefully, it's still enjoyable and stuff. And so um, whether whether I like it or not, I seem to be turning into a music review channel. It's totally unintentional, but I've just really been having fun going through my music collection and noticing all the bands that I haven't listened to in a long time. And so I thought, why don't I just do another band video? But I'm gonna still do three bands in one answer, but they're not going to be like favorites or whatever, but it is going to have a theme. And so I might do more of these. I got asked to do one on propaganda, and so I'm trying to find my favorite songs for that. But for now, I wanted to talk about feelings, and so the bands I want to play for you today are it's music that makes me have feelings like um, so I really enjoy the emotional like reaction that it has in me when I listen to this music. I don't know about you, but for me, it's kind of difficult living under capitalism. Like, it's not fun, and it can be very difficult. It would be cool if people were more genuine because what capitalism is essentially attempting to do, uh, whether intentional or not, is to commodify our emotions. And so the way that happens, like for example on social media, you got your react buttons or your likes or favorites or whatever. And I think that it is good to have those abilities to give feedback in different ways. So if you enjoy that, I'm not bashing it, but what I'm saying is that in the process, they're getting a whole bunch of data, which they can then use to gauge our emotional states and stuff, and then they can market specific adverts to us based on how we're feeling. So um, it's got to raise the question like, where's it heading? And I feel like the way it's heading is that there's certain emotions that sell certain adverts better. There's certain emotions that generally just sell better, and there's certain conditions that are more lucrative for you to stay in, mental like emotional states for you to be in than others, and you might not enjoy the ones those are in. So, for example, feeling bad about your body or yourself can incentivize you to attempt to alleviate that through purchasing commodities that you might think would increase your value. And and the sad part about it is that everyone's judging each other based on what our decisions are under capitalism anyway. So to some degree, it's a self fulfilling prophecy that ends up mattering. But um, the point is that um, there's certain emotions that can't sell adverts. There's certain things that are uncomfortable for people to see, and the way that ads sell is to keep your attention and keep you focused and not to look away. And so things like when people are so yes, you do get sort of a tragedy or a crisis fascination. And so I'm not talking about people that are necessarily in distress, but I'm just talking about like if you're having a bad day and the world is just getting to you and you're not like undergoing like this intense meltdown at the moment, but you just feel like crying or something. That is an emotion that isn't gonna gain you um, a lot of attention through the algorithms because um, it's uncomfortable for people to see others that are not doing well. It's almost like it's a reminder of the failures of our world, the failures of our society and of our economy and all of that. So, but I think that it's expressing these emotions that can actually almost wake people up from the myths of society being like sort of okay and not needing some serious rethinking. And so when people are feeling like extremely depressed and stuff or whatever, extremely anxious and worried, and what they need people to care about them and to help them and to see what can be done to make their lives easier. And that's just not it's not gonna, like, even if there's a bunch of good people that are doing all of that stuff for free, in our current system, there's always going to be people that aren't going to be able to get that need met because they don't have money to pay for people to meet that need. And like, even going for therapy under capitalism requires you to have money. And so people that don't have a lot of money, it's like what they can't pay to have access to a way of processing all the stuff going on in their lives the way people with privilege can. But what we can do for each other is we can support each other and find ways of trying to unite ourselves so that we stop seeing an individual person going through a bad time as being unlucky or being someone that made bad decisions in life, and start seeing it as almost like when you're going on an expedition somewhere, or you're fighting some other intense struggle, and when one of your party members falls down or gets injured or something, like it's extremely inconvenient, but the life of that person gets valued to such a degree that the people will undergo that inconvenience to help that comrade and not leave them to die or whatever. And yet it feels like because capitalism, everything you need to do requires money, then when people are undergoing these kinds of distresses and emotional things, then there's like this complete void of anyone there to pick them up and help them and carry them. And it's only thanks to the kindness and compassion in people's hearts that so many people have been helped, and that even in some governments and stuff, there are policies that help people, although that's not the ideal way. At least something's being done. But I think that one of the ways that we can fight back against this commodification of our emotions is to embrace the emotions that aren't necessarily going to sell us ads, sell ads on our behalf, or make us a good user for Facebook to service or whatever. So these are the raw emotions. These are not necessarily things that are they're not necessarily things that are unpleasant, but they can be uncomfortable, or they can require a level of connection to who's singing. You can't some songs you can't remove the things you're hearing from the person making those things. Other songs you can, anyone could be making or saying anything, and the song could still be as it is, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But there are songs that you can just tell that the artists or artists are expressing something very close to their hearts, and that the music is an extension. The music is an extension of their emotions, almost an extension of their of their feelings into the real world. And so, what I want to do is listen to one song of three different bands, and then just tell you how it makes me feel, and you can get an idea what kind of music I'm talking about does this for me. For you, it might be completely different bands or artists that where you feel like the music is what the artist's emotions are. But yeah, so the first one that I'm going to tell you about is the band Germany, Germany, and I'm listening to the song Take Me Home. Yeah, I felt like that the song Take Me Home this feels really special, like there was some other feelings the artist wanted to get down, like almost like they wanted to capture those feelings so they wouldn't forget them. That's sort of what I got from that one. And then there's another band I want to play for you, and that is the band Weezer. And yeah, Weezer, I like the way that they use the guitars and stuff. Like the music itself is emotive of what's being said and sung, the way it's being sung. So it all sort of fits together. But the music is it's just like what I'm saying. It's like super emotional, and I think it's cool to feel your feelings deeply. So I'll play them for you now for a bit. And then there's one more artist that I want to share with you. I have a similar feeling of like the music is just really coming from the artist themselves, that like if you replace the artist with a different person, it's impossible that that person would make the same music. So let me just play it for you. I think you'll get what I'm saying.
Malcolm, brother Malcolm, there's an excerpt by my door tonight. Wish you were here to teach this generation how to fight. Enough of all this talking. Well,
I'm gonna keep seeing when I dig up some cool music from what I've listened to, or even new stuff I come across, and share it. And if this ends up becoming a music review channel or whatever, that's chilled too. If you need something to watch and you're bored, then you can check out or listen to, anyway, check out music videos or listen to songs of these bands. See how they make you feel. Let me know in the comments. Ask a question, whatever. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye.